Hey everybody, I just wanted to shoot a quick video updating you on the survey that I ran to the channel. I think I have enough answers now, but if people still want to take it, I'll put a link in the description below if you still want to take part in the survey if you haven't yet. But I have a ton of responses, so I want to thank everybody for that. Really appreciate it. Did not expect to get so many responses, but it was definitely enlightening, and it was kind of an experiment as well. That's why I did it in the first place. Kind of tricky of me, I guess, but I wanted to see kind of what people thought about the law of attraction and how it works and things like that. I have my own feelings about the law of attraction, and I'm going to be sharing them with the channel. But the reason I really did this survey was so that I could put together some videos for the channel, about all of this stuff. And so, it's funny because, like a lot of people have said, let's just get to some results here. Me personally, I am not a big fan of the law of attraction in general. And I'll explain that in a second, but mostly because what the law of attraction preaches is not taking action in a lot of ways. You're not taking a real action, which just simply doesn't work, plain and simple. Just thinking about something is not beneficial, really. And they've proven this in studies. What is beneficial is thinking about something and then taking the action to do it. That's what's beneficial. But the problem with the law of attraction also, when you do some of these things, like trying to manifest, thinking about things, is that it starts to make you feel really good. And there have been studies on this as well, where you start to think about what you want in life, and then you feel really good because your brain thinks you have it, and then you stop pursuing that goal because your brain already thinks you have it. So then your brain's like, oh well, we already have it, we've already experienced it, so we don't need to go get it. So that's where my thoughts are on the law of attraction, on top of a whole slew of other things. Like, again, the thing with the law of attraction is it preaches non-action, and it preaches things like, one video I'm planning on doing already is about anger, and how the law of attraction claims you can't get angry and you can't have negative feelings, but these negative feelings actually have a purpose, and we can use negative, quote unquote negative feelings to actually get a lot of stuff done. I think of a lot of examples of, think about how people, you hear all these stories about people who are really successful after somebody tells them they can't do something. Well, what do they use, 9 times out of 10 what energy did they use? Well, they turned their anger into something more positive, and like kind of made it more of like a prove it energy, and things like that. So those are just some of my thoughts. And like I said, I'm going to do separate videos all about that, all about how you can use that to your advantage. Like I said, it's nothing. In the survey, just so people know, I asked, if I were to create a course on this, would you purchase the course? I really have no interest in creating a course on the law of attraction. It was just a question that I asked because I wanted to see what people really had to say about it in the first place, and kind of what I expected to happen happened, and that's a good thing. Some people were afraid to leave the negative comments, but that's actually what I was looking for. I wanted to see what the people had to say negatively about the law of attraction, so that was extremely helpful that a lot of you were really honest and things like that in there. Another thing that came up a lot in this survey, even though I didn't directly ask about it, is people want a course on doing the card reading. I'm working on it. It should be out pretty soon. I'm putting some things together to do the course for how to read cards like I do, but it's just taking a little bit of time to put it together. I'm gonna release some free videos as well, all about it. Just some things I'm working on, probably more for the new year. Obviously we're at the end of the year almost, so that's probably when things like that will come out. But a lot of people asked that, by the way. A lot of people were asking about learning about the cards and things, so that was pretty cool. So I'm definitely going to put something together on that. And what else? And a lot of people seem to be I'm just looking at the results here and looking. I separated out all the whole, everything, what people were saying. A lot of people were saying that they're stuck on a direction to take, which is another thing that I touch on in my videos every once in a while, is that astrologically, I think it's been a very confusing time. So we can talk more about that as well if people are interested in more like direction videos and things like that. I think I'm going to get super specific as well. I'm kind of going to ramble in this video just so it's 5 minutes in, I'm sorry, but one thing about direction and what's going on is I think that the universe, the reason we're seeing all these things around like corporations failing and things like that, and people who are supposed to have pensions having their pensions taken away and all these things, is because the universe wants us to realize that we need to rely on ourselves. And that's another thing that I talk about, that's something that I kind of don't agree with when it comes to like the whole law of attraction thing. Law of attraction to me is kind of like taking a back seat. You're not taking an active role in your life sometimes, and this isn't always true. There's definitely principles that are effective, and I do want to say that, but it still kind of puts people into that position where they're taking a back seat to life and they're not like picking a direction and everything. But I think the reason people are confused is because and I will say, for a lot of these people here, just quickly reading down the list, a lot of people, it seems to be around jobs, like, confused about the job that they should go for and things like that. But really the answer is you should be doing your own thing. I think looking forward, and I'm going to do an entire video on this as well if people are interested, is looking forward, the way I see it is people are going to have to be basically their own little independent contractors. If you look at even the astrology, a little bit, to me, and I'm by no means an expert on astrology at all. I mean, so take this with a grain of salt here. But as far as I'm concerned, when I look at the astrology and things that are kind of coming in, what I see is more kind of the astrology rewarding people gaining knowledge in learning a specific skill that interests them, and then monetizing that skill. Basically, it seems to me, again, pretty much for every single sign, and like I said, I'm no expert, but when I look at it, it really speaks to people learning a lot, needing to learn a lot of things, and learning a specific skill and then monetizing that. So the way I see the future even is I think people are basically going to be their own little independent contractors. I've said it before, I don't think the jobs situation in the world is not really going to get any better as far as I'm concerned. I think you have to create your own job. So I think that's where this direction problem comes in. So those are my thoughts so far on the survey. Incredible responses. Like I said, I can't thank any of you enough. I mean, these are amazing responses. I've been reading through them all morning, and I actually have them all together in a nice Excel spreadsheet and everything. And it's gonna help me create better videos. A lot of you gave me a lot of great advice and things like that I'm definitely gonna take to heart. And a lot of you told me what you wanted, which was incredibly helpful. So thank you again. Again, if you want to take the survey, I'll put the link below, and you can even offer more things and let me know what you think.